Hello and welcome to the June 2022 edition of SPS Global Insights Report, intending to inform you of critical incidents around the world relating to kidnap, ransom, extortion and piracy. We begin in North America. Since highlighting Haiti in the April 2022 Global Insights Report, the security situation has significantly worsened. UN High Commissioner for Human Rights described the levels of armed violence as unimaginable and intolerable. According to the UN, 188 people have been killed and close to 17,000 people have been displaced from Port-au-Prince between the 24th of April and the beginning of June by gang violence. There have been 200 reported kidnappings in May 2022 alone. At least 4 hospitals in Port-au-Prince are temporarily closed in response to staff going on strike in solidarity with kidnapped colleagues turning away patients. This resulted in a hospital run by the NGO Doctors Without Borders, or Médecins Sans Frontières, that remained open, quickly becoming overrun with critical patients. Heading over to Africa. In Mozambique, the security environment in the northernmost province of Cabo Delgado continues to deteriorate, which is notable as the security situation has already been critical for the past several years. In early June 2022, a wave of violent attacks swept through the city of Anque. There were reports that 4 people were beheaded in the violence, including 2 workers at the graphite mining company Graphex, a subsidiary of Australian-owned Triton Minerals, when it had insurgents invade its mining site. Kidnapping for ransom, while a warfare tactic in the north, is a flourishing business in and around the capital of Maputo. Foreigners, businessmen, and the children of local and foreign businessmen have become favoured targets. Moving north to Libya. Standoff between Libya's 2 governments, the UN-recognised west-based government in Tripoli and the east-based government, now headquartered out of the coastal city of Sirte, came to a head on the 17th of May 2022 when the east-based government, known as the Government of National Stability, attempted to enter Tripoli. The east-based government forces were met with fierce resistance from the west-based government and civilian forces and were forced to retreat. SPS sources in-country report that the current situation in Tripoli is precarious, with locals believing another attempt by the east-based government to enter Tripoli will happen again. Kidnappings for ransom are rampant, with locals typically being favoured targets. Most foreigners and expatriates have avoided being targeted thus far, except for foreigners known to be working for security companies. Let's now take a closer look at the cyberspace. In June 2022, 2 cybersecurity companies, Zscaler and Cybereason, released annual reports on cybersecurity. According to Zscaler's report, ransomware attacks increased by 80% between February 2021 and March 2022. Double extortion attacks, which include data exfiltration in addition to encryption, increased by 117%. Cybereason reported that 80% of organizations that paid ransoms for their data to be released were hit by ransomware a second time, 68% saying the second attack came in less than a month after the first. 67% of the ransomware targets reporting a higher ransom amount the second time around. In the geopolitical arena, the United States Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency has reported that 14 out of 16 critical infrastructure sectors have been targeted by ransomware attacks. In June 2022, the US, UK, EU and other nations accused Russia of targeting a satellite communications provider used by the Ukrainian military. This cyber attack ended up affecting other customers throughout Europe. And finally, we move into the high seas. In April 2022, after agreeing to a UN-brokered ceasefire, the Iran-backed Houthi released the 11 crew members of the vessel Rabi, whom they had been holding since early January 2022. The ceasefire has not been a deterrent for the Houthis' continuing operations. In May 2022, Houthis attacked another vessel in the Red Sea that was reportedly delivering food to government troops in the city of Midi in the northern Hajj province. There is no report as to the fate of the crew. Just a couple of days later, the Houthis attempted to attack a racing yacht off the coast of Hodeidah. The yacht was able to avoid being boarded. In response, the United Nations Office of Drugs and Crimes Global Maritime Crime Programme is assisting Yemen in addressing maritime crime. In May 2022, the United States Navy announced the formation of a multinational task force that would patrol and target smuggling along the coast of Yemen. We hope our SPS Global Insights report has been of value and urge you to read the full report for a comprehensive overview of the SPS Kidnapping, Ransom, Extortion and Piracy Bulletin. Stay tuned for next month's edition.